The coronavirus and car living. Nomads need to pay attention. And when I say pay attention, it's not necessarily because I think or know that the coronavirus will be a catastrophic pandemic. I don't know. No one knows. Okay. But what I will share in this video is your health is at greater risk as a nomad. Why? Because you are in the public more. Like me, I'm a full-time nomad. I live out of my car. I go to Planet Fitness. I go to the gym to take a shower. I am exposed to more people, to more germs. I go to Starbucks to do my work and get internet. I am exposed to more people and more germs. Throughout the day, whether it's at a local beach park, a store, or the gym, nomads are at greater risk for the coronavirus and any disease. And so that's the bad news. Okay, and there's more bad news. The other bad news is if you're older, if you're 70 or 80, you're exposed even more. And that's what I tell people, and I have told people in several videos I've made throughout my 3 years on YouTube, that as you get older, your risk gets greater in life. Okay, it's risky driving. The number one thing you need to be concerned as a nomad is driving. 3,000 people die per day. And the older you get, the less your coherent skills get. And look, when you're in your 60s and 70s and 80s specifically, living as a nomad with no home base is more risky. Okay, I take risk as a middle-aged 40-year-old man, but not as much as a 70-year-old man or 80-year-old man or woman or whatever. So your age, just like if you were living a regular conforming life, plays a factor, okay? And so that's why I tell you guys, be careful and have an exit strategy in life. Because two, the other bad news, if you're a nomad and if you need to quarantine yourself, where are you going to quarantine yourself? You're going to have to go to a hotel or Airbnb. So just be mindful. I'm not pushing the panic button because the coronavirus or any virus, it may turn out to be nothing significant. No one knows. But I always share with you guys, as a nomad, what are the good and bad parts? The bad is you are exposed to the public more. The bad is you're on the road more. Driving is dangerous. The bad is as you get older, your risk increase way more. Okay. This is a young transitional life, being mobile. It's true. As you get older, you want more stability, less risk. When you're younger, you could take more risk and get more flexibility. So what's the good news? The good news is always that the nomad's number one asset is flexibility. But like any asset, it's only good if you use it. Example, last year a hurricane came to Florida. What did I do? I started my car and I used my flexibility and I moved. However, that costs money, and some nomads are destitute or don't have a lot of money. I understand that. But you need to be, and that's why I always tell you guys, work, live below your means, don't just live bare bones. Because when times come, whether it's a hurricane, an earthquake, or disease, if it's centered, like today I saw like in New Rochelle, New York, they're like quarantining a certain area. You can still move in and out, but there's a concentrated infection in that area, about 100 people. So example, if I was in New York right now, New Rochelle, and I would go every day to that Starbucks and that Planet Fitness there, I would get the hell out of Dodge. I would use my flexibility. That's the good part about being a nomad. If an outbreak breaks out in downtown Miami, am I going to be in downtown Miami? Hell no, I'm out of Dodge, man. Use your flexibility. That's the good news. You're in a better position than most of society if an issue comes up in a certain area, whether natural disaster, disease, or whatever. Use your flexibility. Use your flexibility. The bad news is you're exposed to the public more. You are at higher risk, especially as you get older. And that's the good and bad, guys. I broke it down from somebody who's living out here in the streets. The coronavirus has taken over, guys. Okay? Yeah, it doesn't play. It has yet. But these are real things. Like, even if the coronavirus is nothing. I've made videos that the hardest part about being on the road is if you get severely sick, which I have 2 times so far in 3 years. And, you got to bunker down at a campground or at a hotel. But it's like scary because, look, you're technically homeless, okay? So your vehicle, especially if you're living in a car or van, because you're not in a full-time RV, you're not self-contained. Okay, you don't have hookups, you don't have running water, electricity. I have to go to Starbucks to power up my inverter pack. I have to go to the supermarket to get water. I don't have so if you got an RV, if you find a campground that's good or RV park, you could just plug in there. You're there for weeks on end. And if the coronavirus goes to that RV park, you start your car, you get the hell out of Dodge. Now, again, I'm not pushing the panic button, but I'm letting you know these are things that you got to consider as a nomad, full-time nomad, based on your age, based on your assets and your liabilities. Okay. There's a risk and there's a reward to everything. And you have to balance that out with your own individual circumstance. Okay. And then you have to determine, how you want to move in life. So I figured I'd share that. I think this would be a timely, good message, even if, it doesn't apply to the coronavirus. This is a good message of actual information and this lifestyle. What does the nomadic lifestyle bring? Not just adventure, but you're taking it, you go in the bathroom and playing fitness, there's coronavirus everywhere. You know what I mean? So, just be mindful. Like, you're going to get an adventure. It's going to be an adventure. Okay. So stay positive, get you some masks and some rubber gloves, man. It's a disaster out there, guys. Let's stay positive. I love you. Hit that thumbs up.